The Mariners get an off day today, a much-needed one, and then they head into a series against the White Sox. Meanwhile, the Astros, having just been swept by the Red Sox, are heading into a series against a Marlin team that's gotten really hot and
they
just
swept the Yankees. Yeah. I don't feel bad for them.
I don't at all.
And I ain't sleeping on the White Sox neither. We got to have that killer mentality. And I'm sure they do. Obviously, they go out to win every ball game and perform at a high level. But this will be great. If you can get 2 series win and get the vibes going or keep them rolling, you put yourself in good position.
I don't want to be, asking for too much. But you know what I would love to see in this series against the White Sox is
sweep?
Cal just kind of heat up a little bit. Oh, yeah, a sweep. Sure, a sweep of the White Sox would be great. But I think what I'd love to see is, it doesn't have to be a home run from Cal, but I'd like to see from Cal or Gino, the 2 pieces we're all really excited about in this lineup, to just kind of turn on, whether it's a couple hits, maybe it's an RBI double. It's something just to kind of bring some of that. I don't think Cal's lacking for confidence, but sometimes, this, having been an athlete, there's a huge chunk of play that is just mental. Yeah. And sometimes you get in your own head, and that's especially true with baseball.
Oh, yeah, especially in baseball when you fail most of the time. But no, you would like to see this, and I think the fans want to see it. You want to see a return on your investment. You want to see Gino look like the guy he was with Arizona, and you would love for Cal to continue to chase well. I'm trying to get him around 55 of them bombs, so get him around 55. That'd be great. And I'm looking for a game where everyone's clicking.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean everyone's hitting bombs, but we're looking at great at-bats. We're looking at the ball being driven into the gaps. We're looking at stolen bases, clean defensively, good decisions being made when it comes to the bullpen or whatnot. I think that's what championship teams do, and it's been a while since I watched a game and thought, okay, everyone's clicking. It's rare that everyone clicks. Obviously, it's baseball, and that's just part of the game. But give the people something to cheer about. They've done a great job of that so far, but you want to see one of those complete games.
Well, and something they can certainly cheer about is also an opportunity for Seattle to get back into first place in the AL West. It was not long ago when this team was, 6.5 back at the worst. I don't think they got to 7 back, did they? Maybe they did, but 6.5, 6 back. And you kept hearing from people, maybe you get a wild card. People were very much out on this team. Yeah. And I don't blame them, but I also think that we didn't have to wait that long in hindsight for this team to have a real chance to get back into this thing. I mean, Houston, again, going into a tougher series than you are, there's a world. My friend Aaron texted me about this. He was like, there's a world where this time next week they're in first place in the AL West. And you never would have thought that was possible a month ago.
Yeah, how quickly things have changed, especially when you're playing 4, 5, 6 games a week. There's opportunity. But the most important part is these guys are winning ball games while the Astros are losing. Could you imagine if you don't win this series, the Astros get swept?
Oh, and we always used to joke about it, too.
And you're just kicking yourself. Come on, man. You got to take care of business. And you did it against a Texas team that was playing some good baseball at the time. It's not like you played some chumps and you did what you were supposed to do. You lost the series against the A's. That was disappointing. But they found a way to bounce back. And I think that's what's important. They don't for them, you don't look at what the Astros are doing. We'll do that for you and keep you informed.
The 520 says, my concern is our performance against below 500 teams. Fair. I will also say, and the Astros have kind of had the inverse in a positive way, where they've performed fairly well against teams that are over 500. That being said, I see this as a slightly different Mariners team. Not fundamentally, but the way I feel about this lineup is night and day compared to how I felt relatively early in the season when we were asking ourselves, who outside of Cal Raleigh is going to do anything?
Yeah, because you feel like there aren't any real weak spots. I think the one name that you can point to is Canzone, and then if you want to, Polanco, but he's been rising as of late. Whereas before, you look at the lineup, we announced the lineup on our show, and I'm thinking this is going to be a tough day. And it's not because Mashaboni is not a good bench player. I think he's a great bench player. It's not because Dylan Moore isn't a solid utility guy in the majors. He is. But you don't necessarily see those guys as everyday type of dudes. Now, last year, Dylan Moore had one of the best seasons of his career. He's fell off a bit this year. Yeah. And Mashaboni has made some plays defensively this year as well. But you never really felt like this lineup is going to be able to compete against anyone in any type of situation, whether you're up 4, you're down 3, or whatnot. now I look at this lineup and I tell myself, let's get it. Anybody can get it now when these guys are clicking.
Well, and all you can do is continue to add to it. The series that you just had, you took 3 of 4 from a team over 500. So you just have to keep building against those matchups. You're not always going to get them. This next series is not going to give you that opportunity. You're once again going to have to be like, well, I guess beat a bad team.
Take care of business.
Yeah, but you will get those opportunities. So again, just plenty of opportunity here, and I think the most important being a real one to be able to get back atop the AL West, something that we were for a while thinking, well, shoot for a wild card.
Yeah.
That can be your goal.
Oh, I'm looking at the division now. I didn't change my view. I was literally just saying, sneak in the playoffs and let's see what happened. And I think that was the sentiment across the league to where now is, these guys, they're moving different. They're talking about this team different, and we've yet to see it really click. We've seen some good individual performances, but like I said, I'm still waiting for that complete game where everything is clicking. And it's something that doesn't happen too often because there's so many variables when it comes to baseball. But great teams show you every now and then. I mean, I'm a Dodger fan. You guys hate me for it, but I've watched games where nobody's missing and everybody's getting on base. And there's those innings where they score 5-6 runs, and I want to feel that for the Mariners.
Am I alone in not hating the Dodgers? Like,
I think a lot of people do.
Curtis, help me out. We're both from here. I don't have heartbreak per se tied to the Dodgers. I'm envious of the Dodgers. I get that feeling of no one likes someone that keeps winning all the time. But like, I grew up hating the Yankees. Like the past several years, I've developed like a new loathing of the Astros. But like, I don't know that I hate the Dodgers.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them loathsome the way the Astros are, and definitely the way the Yankees are. And I mean, yeah, they've done a lot of winning in the National League too, because they've got 4 NL pennants in the last 7 or 8 years. They've got the 2 World Series rings. Like, you'd think with that much winning and the payroll that they're running up, they would be just absolutely despised across the league. But it's just kind of like, yeah, man, they got deeper pockets than everybody. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's kind of how I feel about the Chiefs, where I'm like, they haven't personally delivered me some heartbreak, but they do win a lot, and they do have this crazy advantage that you just don't know how to replicate. In the Chiefs' case, it's having Patrick Mahomes. With the Dodgers' case, it's this unreal payroll from their media rights deals, and I just like, you can't replicate that, so there's no way to compete, but I don't get... I'm happy the Astros were swept. I take joy from that. And Astros fans will pretend they don't care about the Mariners, but let me tell you what, listeners, I do go into their subreddit, and I do look at comments about the Mariners. They hate the Mariners.
Yeah, of course.
They hate the Mariners.
It's healthy hate. It's fine. It's sports hate. There's nothing
Makes
wrong
you
with
stronger.
That. Yeah.
It's like putting dirt on a wound.
I appreciate the hate.
I don't think people should do that, though. I feel like, and maybe if you're in the wilderness, it's like you cauterize it or whatever, but I really otherwise don't think you should ever put dirt in a wound.
It's just a figure of speech. It's toughen up.